Now we're on the final countdown until Christmas and the last few days before you'd be able to order your Christmas gifts online to get them delivered in time. Sky News has been told that some delivery drivers can work up to 18 hours without a break around the festive period. More than 200 parcels delivered every day by each one of them. Well, this comes as consumer research suggests more than half of online shoppers have had a problem with their delivery in the run-up to Christmas. So, with the added pressure around this time of year, should we be giving delivery drivers a bit more slack? Speak to retail analyst Kate Hardcastle, who's joining us from Leeds. Hi, Kate. Thanks for joining us. Tough time for delivery drivers at this time of the year. They're really up against it, aren't they?
They are, and it may seem the frustration that you want to show should be completely and utterly directed to these drivers, but really it's the organisations that they represent and work for that are perhaps taking advantage of the situation in that they're paid an amount for postage and packaging and getting that item to you. And it's the delivery drivers who are often self-employed, working in the gig economy and having to try and hit huge targets to be able to take home a decent pay. And they might be doing all different kinds of things, perhaps some of them that you and I won't find satisfactory to try and hit those targets, which we've heard about complaints before of people having parcels left in inappropriate places, being dumped over fences, or indeed just going missing full stop. And it's really this clash between us as consumers and our face-to-face point, which is a delivery driver, when really it's the organisations and indeed the retailers we're buying from that we need to take the problems to.
Is it our fault for not paying enough for postage and packing?
Well, I think we buy, as a very savvy consumer, the rate that we're given. And for some reason, the retailers have got into a rut because they feel under pressure to offer either free or very economical postage and packaging, that they've got to give us the lowest possible price for it, or as I say, offer it for free. So they're looking for the lowest possible price to pay. And unfortunately, that tends to mean that if you're paying a cheap price for something, you're not going to get layers and layers of service. You're just going to get the lowest common denominator of delivery. And I know that I've experienced this myself, where I've had parcels going missing or crucial parcels not turning up on time. And I have had to remind myself of my rights as a consumer and how I actually go about finding that parcel, how I deal with the retailer who's under a contract and obliged to deliver to me, to try and get what I need and perhaps not take it out on the delivery guy who's dropping parcels off at the door on a regular basis. So I think it's trying to educate us as consumers in terms of what our rights are. I think it's more responsibility and respect from the retailers who are happy to take the order but not delivering the services, and certainly more onus on the delivery companies to create some kind of standard, because there's actually not very much in terms of regulation when it comes to courier services.
Are some of them better than others?
I think you'll find that there's a lot of forums online, which certainly do a lot of reports on this in terms of monitoring the organisations. And there are certainly some of the services that tend to be more regular and tend to turn up more, but they also tend to be associated with the higher costs. So I think we've got to probably have a chat and a realism with ourselves and thinking, if we want something for a specific time, if we want something that we want to be protected, it might be worth paying a little bit more for postage and packaging, and definitely to remind ourselves of our rights, because actually unless you specify a time as a consumer which is agreed with the retailer you purchase from, you don't have a say on when that item turns up. It can turn up any time within 30 days. And anyone buying right now, that's going to be not very much use to them if they're trying to get a good for Christmas. So I think reminding yourself and being informed is certainly going to help. I think actually the courier companies could do so much more to support the people out there working self-employed under contracts for them, to give them support and give them information, and perhaps try and find a fairer wage or pay per parcel than they currently are in a lot of cases.
Other thing to do, of course, is to do shopping before the last minute, and then you've got time to fix it.
We've got a wonderful retail high street, and we've got some big challenges going on in a lot of them, particularly our independent retailers. So I'm sure they would appreciate your last minute purchases right now. Obviously, if you need something urgently and you don't think you're going to get it on time, then a gift voucher or an experience voucher for some kind of spa day or something might be something that's sufficient in the meantime. But know your rights before you order. Don't panic buy, because there could be a high chance you're not going to get it. And we know a lot of people from last year actually did experience issues with this. The kindest thing I think we probably can do this time of year, though, is if there is a delivery driver, try not to take it out on him or her directly, trying to deal with the retailer, which is where your contract lies.
Okay, thanks very much indeed, Kate. Thank you.